Hey guys, welcome back to Micho Makes. My name is Micho. I like to make stuff. Today I've got part number 78 of the Toyota Sprinter Trueno AE86 by DeAgostini. This is the 1/8 scale massive model that we're building together. Without further ado, let's just jump right into this one. Alright, starting off, we've got our cover here. You've got a box this time. Got our part, and oh wow, no wonder this box is actually a little bit heavier than normal. But the door panel, and specifically this would be the driver's door in America, but it is the passenger door in Japan. So got a massive door here. It looks like we are missing interior part of the door though, so look for that. But look at that door. Oh my god, the thing is huge. We'll take a look in more detail, but look at this is the Hot Wheels. That is a little bit bigger than the Hot Wheels, right? Check that out. Wow. Huge. Okay. It looks like we have our magazine, but before we take a look at our magazine, oh, cool. Look at that. We've got an ad. And this is for Lupin the Third, a DVD collection. Looks pretty cool. I guess Lupin has been going on since 70s, so I'm not surprised. It's got such a huge collection of DVDs, probably a full on every episode too as well. Very cool. And we've got our magazine. Let's take a peek at that real quick. All right, let's just jump right into it. All right, let's check it out. Oh, okay, we're diving right into the part this time. Let's take a look at that. So obviously we have a few pieces that we'll take a look at in detail, but the door and the handle there too as well. But this is kind of thick, so let's take a look. Oh, actually, let's take a look right there. Look what we're doing. Looks like we are finally making those two parts that we've been working on into one. So I was wondering why this was so thick. Yeah, oh yeah. We're actually combining all of the body, where the engine was, the frame was, with the interior. So it looks like we're doing a lot of work around that. A lot of different small screw pieces that we're gonna have to install. Look at all these screw attachments too as well. Oh yeah, and we're using the little standoffs here too as well, to make sure. I think mostly it's geared towards the steering wheel actuation. So when you turn the steering wheel, the wheels will turn too as well. Getting that kind of going too as well. Oh yeah, we've got a lot of little screws we're going to be installing there too. Also, looks like the rear linkages, the 4 links in the back too well, right back there. I'll be installing those too, just to make sure everything's all good. And we will have one complete body on scenario. I wonder what this is. I'll take a look at Google Translate and see what this is. It might be just kind of, looks like some sort of glue to clean up. I don't know. I'll take a look at that. I'll get back to you what that is. Oh, okay. So it looks like we're also installing the rear trunk hide cover. So we'll end up kind of like that. And then obviously the part that we're actually getting today, which is the door and the door handle. Looks like we're just installing a couple screws to install it looks like the lock too. So the door handle and the lock, and that's it. But a lot of work to do getting the body on, but then we'll do a couple things with that. But first, let's take a look at the part. Oh, actually, let's look at this. So they actually did include a piece today. This, I did take a peek at it real quick, and I'll make sure it's in focus for you if you want to Google Translate, scan it, read it all you would like. I'll even zoom in on that right there. It's about the Altezza, better known in America as the IS300, I believe. Front engine, rear drive vehicle. That they did a lot of GT, I guess, was it GT racing or like JGT racing with pretty cool cars. Everybody back in the day, if you're old like me, wanted the Altezza lights because they're very unique, like clear, I guess, clear light, but with like a red ball. And a lot of different cars try to adapt that same styling. So they're better known as the Altezza lights. There it is right there. Really, really nice looking car. Do kind of wish I got one when they were in their prime. I did tell that story a few parts ago about me missing out on one, buying one for like, I think it was like $6,000 or something like that. Pretty low miles. Those cars are still beautiful on the road, and they did have, like, I believe it was a 6-speed manual, at least 5, definitely 5, but really cool. And then the MRS. This is the MR2 Spider, they called it, right, in America, but in MRS, we had the convertible top there too as well, but still mid-engine, rear drive vehicle, just like the AW11 MR2s and the SW20 MR2s, but that was kind of the generation after. But that's what we got for our parte. Let's dive into the parts there and take a look at it. All right, let's just start off with the main attraction here. We've got ourselves a door. This is a coupe, obviously. I'll turn this light off so it's actually not reflecting in there. As you know, it's like a kind of a coupe or hatchback, and this is a nice metal door. You can hear me hold this up to the microphone. You can hear it. So yeah, this is a nice metal door. It's a nice little L embossed there too as well. Let me zoom in so you can get some good detail on this too as well. Beautiful metal door. It is spray painted very, very well. You can see the lines that they actually used for the paint. Really, really well done. The model. Take a look at that. Looks like we're going to be installing some, obviously some side, no, they're not skirts, but they're mostly side bumpers right here that you'd see on the vehicles. You can see all the connection points for door card, inner skin of the door too as well. And also, we're going to be getting a window too. That's just kind of cool. God, just look at the size of this thing though. Let me get this Hot Wheel again. You can actually appreciate how big this thing is. That's a Hot Wheel. Just sheer scale of this door. Here, I'll zoom back out so you can actually get it in the frame, all of it in the frame. This door on the model, and then this door on a Hot Wheel. To give you kind of the scale of what we're working with. Massive, so cool. All right, so what do we have here? Oh, okay. So it actually did come with it already. So this is, I believe, the piece that's going to go right here to show that kind of the Panda version there. So I'm not going to install this just yet until we get through the instructions. But we'll take a look inside here. Let's take a look here. And actually, we do have the door handle first. We'll go ahead and zoom in on that. Nice little details in the door handle. Got a nice little L embossed there to make sure that you know it's for the left side. Next thing we have in here is the keyhole. That is really detailed. The slit. And we will be putting, it looks like it's got a keyway too as well there. So you don't install it kind of a weird direction. You know? So it looks really good. I'm not going to take it out of the bag until I need to. We got some YP screws, some MP screws, and some AP screws. And that's what we got for this part. All right, let's get set up. The first parts are actually not doing the door. They are working on getting the body on the frame. So we'll get everything established and set up, and I'll make sure that you guys don't miss a thing. Okay, I'm going to do my best to try to keep everything in frame as much as possible because it's going to be kind of a bear to try to get everything on here and actually visually be able for you guys to be able to see it. So here we go. I'm going to try to just make sure this is kind of placed in the right direction. The biggest thing is this steering wheel shaft, and getting in the right position because we're doing a lot of kind of funky adjustments in there. I want to make sure that all the stuff gets out the way too. This is our dashboard lights right there. Got the wire up. They even say, hey, you can go ahead and connect this now too, so I'll go ahead and do that too. Okay. So getting everything set in the right position. Probably have to adjust as needed too. It's the kind of the scariest part, right? I think I do have some wiring that needs to get kind of moved up. Because I do have some holes here right there. I don't know if you can, it's even in focus, but holes right there. I got to get this up towards, so I'm going to try to put this up here, just like so. I'm not trying to pull this stuff off. I just pulled that off. Let me try to get this settled in the right spot without going crazy. Alright, let me take a look at the instructions again. Okay, that got it set in position. You can see that the gap right there was a lot worse, and now it looks a lot better. Okay, cool. Okay, I've got the steering column in, and I need to turn this wheel 90 degrees, just like that. The dash lights are plugged in too as well. I don't know how I'm going to show you guys this, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to move this out the way. I'm going to move actually the door, all the pieces for the door out of the way as well. Need as much room as I can. Pretty crucial piece. So let's see here. We're going to make sure that you guys can try to see the best as possible. What I'm going to do is try to prop this up. I don't know if you're going to be able to see much. It's hard for me to see. See if I can even find a better light so I can even see. But where we're working is all the way down there to get to the steering U-joint. I can see what we're going to need to do. I'm not too sure how to combine this. Let me see. I'm going to mess around with this. They did say you can remove some components to try to make it like easier for you. I'm not even too sure you guys can see this or not. I can't even focus on that. It's really down in there. But essentially, I've got a shimmy steering, not rack, but steering linkage for the steering wheel up. So right now it is underneath it, and here it is. Here it comes. If it looks really dark on the video, I'm just gonna kind of fast forward through this. Essentially, I don't know if you can see it, but this is what I'm gonna be working on. I'll just show you in the magazine itself. You can see deep in there, we've got this whole linkage assembly of the steering rack here, and then the joint, and then I'm supposed to take this and align the steering wheel the right way with the steering column shaft. So here you can see that. No, basically, we're going to be attaching. Let me just zoom out actually. That in frame, yeah. We're attaching the shaft with the pinion or the piece here, and then basically once that gets screwed on together with the BM screws, loosening this box here and then aligning the wheels with the steering wheel too as well to make sure it's all good. So that's what I'm working on right now. I might cut the video, I might not, I might just let it run and then I'll just fast forward through it, but it is really far in there. So I'm doing my best to get it aligned. I don't know how I'm supposed to get in there. Can't even get through the wheel well. Honestly, I would just poke through here and yeah. I'm not even too sure. Man, I didn't even know this came off. I'll fix that too as well. Alright. I'm going to pause the video and really kind of get at that. You guys don't need to see it. It's just going to be me kind of struggling to do that. So I'll pause it. I'll bring you back when I'm done. Okay, after struggling a little bit, we did get it done. I did have to like kind of stick my finger underneath inside or underneath the vehicle. Hold. Actually, what was crazy was that my kind of I don't even know what you call it, but part of the steering rack was actually flipped upside down, so it actually wouldn't screw in. So I had to take the whole assembly off, as I showed in here. This whole assembly off right here. Sorry, this whole assembly off right here, and then with 4 screws. Luckily, they make it actually kind of convenient. And then had to essentially flip it upside down to get this to actually align properly with the inside of the vehicle. After holding that in with the cover off, was able to get everything screwed down, put the cover back on, and it does. The wheels do turn with the steering wheel. Let's see. Right there, you can see that, me turning the wheel. I'm not touching it. It turns. Does it turn well? No. But it's not supposed to. It's not an RC car, right? This is a model. Still cool. I'm not crying about how the turning radius or whatever. Who cares? That took a lot longer than I would like. It probably took me about 40 minutes just to do that part. But yeah, we're set with that now. Let's get on to the next part. Hang on a second. Okay, this next part we're gonna have to roll the body on its side here, and I've still got it aligned properly. I'm just gonna kind of hold it there. Make sure all these wires don't get pinched. Essentially just rolling on the sides to get these wires out the way, this direction. see that. We're gonna have to. I see. You can see. I don't know if you can see or not. But our screw hole. Let's move this up here. Is behind this linkage right there. You can see it right there. So essentially, you gotta unbolt this on the back side. Obviously, loosen it up, and then get to that hole and screw in. Yeah, okay. We're screwing in these CP bolts right here. So we'll start with that one. Actually, we're gonna start with this one right there. This is another floor panel hole. I want to make sure that we actually get one secure first. So this one right here first, before I do any kind of unscrewing. Just dropped one. Let's double check and make sure it's fit all the way down. There it is. You know, it's funny. They gave us 2 screwdrivers. Where'd the other one go? There's a long one and a short one. Where'd the long one go? Yeah, right here in the pile. The short one was the first one I got, and honestly, has been the best one. The long one, not super good. I don't know if I'm just not getting enough torque or what from the long one. It has helped with a couple bolts, but man, it is not as good as this short one. Okay, that's the first bolt. Let me move this up just a little bit so you can see a little better. That's the first bolt right there. Another one is I believe these bolts holes right here. Put this over right there. Those 2 holes, this one and then this one right here, are the 2 next. Yep. I think in their diagram they picked the wrong one. I think it's this one. Yeah, that's to secure the floor, and then this one too as well. It's funny they pointed out the wrong bolts, I think, in the circling of that. All right, and before we move on and flip it over, because we got to do the same things on the other side, we'll go ahead and disconnect this one. Good, zoom out just a little. Nice long one. Pull that out. We got one more hole right there. Okay, now that side is done. So we will take this and flip it on its side. Other side here. What? Okay. And do the same thing on this side right here. And obviously there's that. Okay, all the CP screws are attached. They need to be attached. Just double checking, make sure it's good. But we're not done yet. We have AP screws here, and these need to go essentially back here in the back near the exhaust. It looks like back here, and there's actually one inside here too as well. So let me see if I can locate these. These are a little bit more difficult to see, unfortunately. Okay, I think I see it's like right down inside of here. Hard for you guys to see. Hard for me to see. Okay. All of the body is attached to the car. Zoom out a little bit more. You can see, let's push these mat back in. I think I dropped the other mat somewhere. Oh yeah, there it is. Okay. A lot of wires kind of going everywhere right now. That's fine. But our body is attached. Our interior is attached to our frame. Look at that. We have one piece now. That is super cool. I'm sorry, I need to figure out a solution because this essentially is really sticking out of frame. You can't see anything. I'm zoomed out completely. I will move this back and forth so you can see. But we are 100% interior and frame attached. Let me take a look at this next part real quick because it looks like there's like steering rack adjustment stuff. I don't know if I care enough to do that. We'll take a look. Give me a second. Okay, actually that part in the manual was actually about more just lubricating the steering rack to make it more smooth. Whatever. It turns a little bit. I do not care too much. It's not going to be, I don't really have to pose the wheels. If I'm going to pose the wheels, I'm going to like actually turn them, you know, and it's all good. Totally fine with the way it is right now. The actual next part is, let me grab it, the piece real quick. Okay, so the actual next part and final part of this is actually attaching the privacy cover for the rear trunk right here. Essentially just sliding it right there. Putting it right here too as well. Which side? This is this side, I believe. But I don't know if I want to push it too much. I think I can bend it just a little bit. I don't want to break it. Let me just double check. Ah, there it is. Okay, cool. Just had to pry that out just a little bit. There you go. A privacy cover right there. And we are done for this part on the body, because we actually haven't done our we're not actually done yet. We actually have to do the door. So let me go put this aside. I'll put it actually right over here and get the door. All right, the actual real part of part number 78 is actually doing the door. So we've got the door here now. We essentially just align this the side molding piece here with these registration holes here, and we just kind of turn it in there, and we now have the panda effect right there. And then we flip this over with a couple screw holes. I want to make sure it doesn't go anywhere. AP screws here. And attaching this trim to the side. All right, let's take a look. Wow, iconic. The molding isn't perfect. Take a look at that. It looks like a sprue line. Maybe I could take this off a little bit. I don't like how there's little bit of a little bump there. So I'm going to actually pull this off real quick and see if I can clean that up in just a second. Okay, that looks way better after cleaning it up with my X-Acto knife. Just actually taking that down a little bit makes a world of difference in just the quality of the side panel. I know, dude, I would actually be really upset if I had left it and said, oh, it's okay. No, I would actually have hated that. And it's just a little bit of shaving. It took like a minute or two just to get that knocked down, and it looks way, way better. Okay, so the next step is actually taking the door handle, and we're just placing that just like so. There. And we're going to be taking some YP screws. Let me get those. It just fell out. YP. Pretty short and stubby. I might actually need to get the other screwdriver that I've been using for these really, really small ones for this. Give me a second here. Yep. Smaller screwdriver was the right call. That looks way, way better. And it was a lot easier to do it too as well. Okay, next step and final step for this part, finally, is the key. So let's take a peek at this real quick before I install it. Let me zoom in just to make sure that it looks actually like a good casting, because these are all injected mold, and sometimes there are sprue lines. I mean, okay, that looks pretty good. I don't see any issues. All right, so we'll go ahead and zoom back out, and the keyhole goes right there, and it is registered right there. So not really able to screw up the orientation. I am a little bit afraid of, if I use some tweezers, which I'm going to have to, of this thing kind of going airborne, and I really got to be careful about that. Holding it tight, but not super tight where it can fly off. That's good, just like there. Let me just double check this back side. Yeah, that looks good. We'll grab one of these MP screws. Oh, these are super tiny, so I'm going to have to use the other screwdriver again. Yeah, they didn't give us anything this small, so I'm glad I have this one on hand. Hold that down. All right. And the door is complete. The keyhole is there. The door handle is there. And the side is there too as well. So that looks so nice and clean. And again, this thing is gigantic. Like in my hand. This is the door, right? So that is it. We're done with part number 78. It took a long time. You guys didn't see my struggles with the steering, but it did take a bit. I'm not like crying about, oh my God, I wish I had the full actuation. If I really want to pose it, for display, I will. I'm not gonna oh my God, I need to have it certain ways. But I'm really glad we got this done. I'm glad we got the body on. Let's take one more last look. It's right there. Take a look at that. This thing has gotten so heavy. Oh my gosh, my camera just fell down just a little bit. Pop it back up. Look at this thing. So we are all set for this part number 78 of the Toyota Sprinter Trueno AE86 by DeAgostini. If you haven't subscribed yet, I'd love to subscribe. It doesn't cost you anything. It really helps the channel grow. Also a like if you haven't liked the video. Really appreciate that too as well. But that is part number 78. Really do appreciate you guys spending the time with me. Let's take a look and see what's going on in part number 79. It looks like we've got the inner part of this door right here. Don't see any glass yet, or it's not going to be glass. It's actually going to be like just plastic. But that looks like the inner part where we'd be sandwiching some piece of plastic there too as well. So stay tuned for that in part number 79. My name is Micho Makes. Really do appreciate you guys again. Thanks very much. We'll see you in the next one. Bye for now.